Como eu poderia descrever Ruth Koleva? Versátil, camaleônica, refinada, foram alguns adjetivos que eu pensei quando escutei essa cantora búlgara pela primeira vez.
Bulgarian is super hard to write something that to me doesn't sound silly. To write a lyric that is like smart, poetic, and then phonetically doesn't sound like ugh.
Mas talvez a melhor palavra para defini-la seja corajosa. Ruth completou 30 anos em 2020, só que essa ariana já passou por bastante coisa. Chegou a ser massacrada pela imprensa búlgara uma época, mas deu a volta por cima. E hoje, além de uma artista completa, é também uma ativista na luta por igualdade e diversidade. De quebra, ela ainda é uma grande admiradora da música brasileira.
Água de bebê, câmara.
Da Bulgária, a minha entrevistada de hoje é Ruth Koleva. Imagine how busy you are finding ways to promote your new songs.
Before, I was traveling a lot and I had a lot of live shows, which was taking a lot of my time. Now I can kind of focus on doing other things, promoting on the internet, reaching out to people and doing stuff like that, which is not easy at all.
You never sound the same, you never look the same. That's always something refreshing about you.
I feel like I'm a person that constantly needs to be in motion. I need to do something to feel fulfilled. Especially in artistry, it's very important to reinvent yourself constantly throughout your musical journey.
Why do you always keep running?
You're doing, the same song all over and all over again. Is just you're never kind of maybe reaching a new level. Even my personal live experiences always influence what I'm doing.
You have lived in different countries since your childhood, right? Because your father is an Olympic weightlifter and you moved a lot.
Cultures which were very different from my own, but I didn't see that. I didn't understand it. I was very young. And I took it as my natural habitat. I think it put a ground in me where I'm very open-minded towards people from different places, different cultures. Diversity is always great and it's for the better, and that what I think influenced me the most.
You have lived in India, Thailand, right?
And Bahrain. And even, being in New York, it's a place of immigrants. You can meet all sorts of different cultures and people from different places just gathered in one place, and that's the best thing about it.
I saw some videos of you performing at a music idol show over 10 years ago in Bulgaria. Was
12.
that 12 years ago, right?
I was doing music, way before the idol show, but what I was doing back in Bulgaria at the time I was 15 and 16, I was doing underground music. So I was performing with drum and bass and hip hop and electronic music. And when I showed up at that show, immediately, everyone knew about me, and that helped me escalate my career to the next level. I didn't went to the finals, but I released 3 singles, which went crazy successful. We did the biggest hit in the country in the summer of that year. Then my first solo single was nominated for 5-6 awards.
The pop scene in your country can be very intense and provocative with the Bulgarian chalga,
That's interesting. About that part of the. I had a friend who came over to Bulgaria and he was staying in a hotel, and then I see him on the next morning and he's like, wow, what's that soft porn channel that plays music? And I'm like, oh, you got the chalga one. That's a phenomenon that it's hard for me to explain what it is, because it's a mixed Serbian, Turkish, Greek music glorifying sexualization of women, and it turned out into this musical genre that it's hard to explain what it is, because they're not actual singers, but they're not actual porn stars, so it's a mix of two weird things. But it's an industry, not really connected to the music, to be honest.
How do you see the music industry in Bulgaria?
There's a space for everyone, I think. Me as an artist, I have like one of the best opportunities a musician can get. Like I've been doing concerts with a full like Philarmonic Orchestra.
Yes.
Practically was my dream, you know, and I was able to achieve that when I was 24. Do a solo concert with my own original music with a full Philharmonic Orchestra.
Out of control.
You are also a LGBTQ activist. I read that you even sang at the first Pride in Sofia.
It was scary because there were like more police officers than people at the actual Pride. It was like a really tiny, small stage and some really brave people that came to support the movement. And I was the first person to perform at that event. It wasn't the first Pride, it was like the third or fourth, but no one ever wanted to perform. No one's openly gay here from the art scene. It's so weird, like from the musicians, they're scared that they're gonna lose their fan base or something. It's so weird. I got so passionate about it, and then I started helping out. I got into the committee of the Pride. I started helping out organizing it in 2019. We had 5,000 people. It was like the biggest party ever. It was great. And there was so many more artists and so many more musicians.
When I saw Azis in a music video 15 years ago, I was impressed because I thought Bulgaria must be really open-minded.
They're okay with them, but they're not okay with homosexualism in general. It's like so weird. He's like a queer icon. He was RuPaul's Drag Race one-man show 20 years ago, you know? He's so great. He's so creative. So talented also. He's a great singer. I am in one of his last videos. I even wrote lyrics to his last single.
Stuck in the middle of the truth in your lies.
You are an artist that takes sides. You fight for causes. Does that affect your career somehow?
I cannot please anyone, and I don't want to be the artist that pleases anyone. And I don't really care if my statements affect my music. I feel that that's the righteous thing to do. I believe in these causes. I believe in equality. Through art and music, you can spread a positive message. You can change people's life and you can start a movement. I'm tired of seeing people just being like little rats and be like, oh, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to lose like $1,000. I'm tired of this. I don't believe in that. That's not artistry.
Recently, you started a web series called Truth Said. And on the first episode, you spoke about a really hard moment in your life.
Ruth participou de reality show que era uma mistura de No Limite com Big Brother. E durante as gravações ela descobriu que estava grávida. Como o relacionamento com o namorado dela na época tinha praticamente terminado, ela decidiu interromper a gravidez. E a imprensa caiu matando.
As journalist went forward covering on my story, on my public abortion, so to say, I started receiving death threats.
It was right after releasing All the Guys music video. The lyrics seems to be connected to that episode.
Have you heard the latest from the ones who barely knew her?
That practically like ruined me for a few years. I was like very devastated. Shaming women has been like part of history for so long. The media is a great machine in that, and it's ruined so many women in so many people's lives. I just want to talk about the freedom of being who you want to be. You know, I'm in the role of a younger woman that is like struggling with thoughts about, does this person love me, does it not? And then the older lady, she sweeps up all these issues, puts them in the bucket and throws them out the window. We always kind of tend to see it in a different perspective when time flies. The guy that I wrote All the Guys with, he's currently in Brazil because his girlfriend is Brazilian, and he's from LA, but he started like going to Brazil a few years back. He learned the language. Which part in Brazil are you from?
I'm originally from Bahia. In Bahia, we have a dessert that we call Bulgarian pie.
That's really awkward. Can you send me the recipe? I really want to check it out.
It's a very dark pie.
I really want to know the story behind this. And I wanted to travel to Brazil. It was on my goal list. And COVID. Brazilian is such a beautiful language. It's very melodic. Água de bebê, água de bebê, camará. So,
wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Ruth já dividiu palco com músicos brasileiros em Nova York, na Joanne Trattoria, famoso restaurante de Joey Germanotta, pai da Lady Gaga.
Did you have the chance to meet her?
No, she wasn't in town when we were doing the concerts there, but hopefully soon. Send her some videos of us, playing and performing, and he showed me his phone, and she said, "Wow, amazing!" And I'm like, "Oh God, Lady Gaga song!" Yeah, I just want to get back to doing live music. I love doing live shows, and I really miss it. So, I really want to get back to it.
I have some quick questions. Favorite singer or band?
So many, crazy many. George Michael.
What's your biggest influence in music?
Jill Scott.
Best time to be in Bulgaria is?
July, not August, not June, July.
Your favorite Bulgarian dish?
Shopska salad. Bulgarian tomatoes are the best tomatoes in the world. The best. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Ciao.
O trabalho de Ruth Koleva está disponível em todas as plataformas de streaming. Ela também preparou uma playlist no Spotify com diversos artistas da Bulgária. Também tem um vídeo que eu fiz sobre a cena pop de lá e que eu vou deixar o link aqui no card para quem quiser acessar. Não se esquece de deixar um like, um comentário, compartilhar. E se você ainda não está inscrito no canal, faz isso agora, ativa as notificações. A gente se vê no próximo vídeo.